Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Guess who knows the big secret Mariah's keeping on Young and Restless, plus the potentially devastating aftermath of the reveal. Don't bother asking Young and Restless Mariah if she can keep a secret. She most definitely can. Even the whopper of one that's been eating away at her since she returned to Genoa City. And it turns out that portrayer Cameron Grimes knows what her character is hiding from wife Tessa, too. Kate Fairbanks tells Soap Opera Digest that she's tried to persuade her leading lady to spill the beans, but thus far, no luck. When the truth comes out, to both the audience and Fairbanks, all hell is likely to break loose. From the way Mariah's been talking, whatever she did while away was so terrible, it could jeopardize the life that she's built with Tessa. Fairbanks says that she and Grimes are both absolutely up for the drama. But she also reassures fans that the start of a rocky patch doesn't necessarily mean the end of Mariah. On one hand, yes, if the couple did split up, it would be crushing. With little Aria in the picture, a family would be separated. Fairbanks notes, which is just a horrible feeling. Absolutely devastating. But on the other, it would give the marrieds a chance to find their way back to one another like so many other couples on the show have done over the years. If that were to happen, Fairbanks observes, it means the relationship can become even more important. What do you think? Will Mariah break up? In Genoa City, no one ever really whispers in the dark without someone overhearing. Secrets might be locked behind closed doors, but they rattle those doors until they burst open, often at the worst possible moment. And this time, the spotlight shines directly on Mariah Copeland. For weeks, Young and Restless fans have watched as something weighed heavily on Mariah, not just the everyday pressures of parenthood, work, and love, but a distinct emotional cloud hovering ominously above her. She's been jittery, uncharacteristically guarded, and clearly on edge. While Tessa Porter has been blissfully unaware, relishing motherhood and the slow climb back into the music world, Mariah has been clinging to a secret that could shift the very foundation of their life together. Now, the big question isn't just what Mariah's hiding, it's who knows. And if the latest scenes are any indication, that number is no longer one. The secret at the heart of it all. Let's rewind, shall we? Not too long ago, Tessa left town for a short string of gigs, low-key venues, nothing extravagant, but just enough to reclaim a bit of her former artistic identity. Mariah, proud and supportive, stayed behind with baby Aria. She handled every bottle, every lullaby, every diaper, and tried to fill the void of her wife's absence with productivity, even pitching in more with Devin and Abby's foundation work. But late nights and long days have a funny way of unraveling even the most devoted hearts. Exhausted, emotionally stretched, and lonelier than she'd admit, Mariah found herself in the company of a new friend, Jordan, a fellow volunteer with a sympathetic ear and an uncanny knack for saying exactly what Mariah needed to hear. They bonded. Over work, yes. Over motherhood. Over the burden of constantly trying to be perfect for everyone around them. And though Mariah didn't cross any physical lines, emotionally, that's another story. Texts. Long conversations. Laughter that went a little too deep. Moments that lingered a little too long. The kind of connection you hide, not because it's romantic, but because it could be. And because it hurts someone you love, even if you swear it meant nothing. Now, Mariah is sitting on the kind of secret that corrodes from the inside. She knows Tessa would be heartbroken, not because of what happened, but because of what almost did. It's a betrayal of emotional intimacy, and in a marriage built on brutal honesty, it's a crack that could widen fast. The look, the pause, the gut punch. Someone else knows. Until recently, Mariah may have believed she could carry this guilt alone, repent quietly, never act again, and hope that time would wash it away. But this is Young and Restless. And secrets don't stay secrets here, not for long. This week, eagle-eyed fans caught a scene that all but confirmed. Someone else knows what Mariah did. It wasn't just a passing glance. It was Sharon, the mother who knows Mariah better than she knows herself. In a quiet moment at Crimson Lights, Sharon clocked Mariah's darting eyes, her halting words, her unspoken distress. "You want to talk about it?" Sharon asked gently.
No.
"It's nothing," Mariah replied, her voice catching just slightly. And then Sharon tilted her head, studying her daughter with that therapist's gaze and mother's intuition. She didn't push, not then. But her eyes said everything. "I know you're lying. I'm just waiting for you to tell me the truth." Whether Sharon knows the specifics is unclear. But she knows enough to know there's more to the story. And if history is any indication, Sharon won't let this drop. Guess who really knows? The shocking eavesdropper. But here's the real twist. Sharon may not be the only one clued in. Because guess who overheard a key piece of Mariah's late-night phone call with Jordan? Summer Newman. That's right. In a moment that screamed classic soap irony, Summer, who happened to be at Society for an after-hours business call, caught the tail end of Mariah's hushed conversation with Jordan in the back hallway. She didn't hear everything, but she heard enough to catch words like emotional connection, "I can't tell Tessa," and "it went too far." Summer's eyes widened, and her expression? More concerned than calculating, but only just. Now Summer holds a piece of Mariah's truth. The question is, what will she do with it? The stakes. Why this could be devastating. Let's be real. In Genoa City, a secret like this is never just about feelings. It's about relationships, reputation, and ripple effects. Mariah and Tessa are one of the few stable couples on the show, a symbol of hope, perseverance, and representation. A scandal, even a small one, threatens not just their love, but the image they've cultivated. And for fans, it's emotional whiplash. For Mariah, the worst-case scenario isn't just losing Tessa's trust, it's losing everything.
Her co-parent.
Her best friend. The life they've built. And for Tessa, the fallout could be equally shattering. Tessa has struggled so much to believe she's worthy of love, family, and forgiveness. Mariah's secret could reinforce her worst fear, that even when everything feels perfect, it can still vanish in an instant. Now add in Sharon's potential confrontation and Summer's knowledge, and you have a pressure cooker that's one text, one slip, one conversation away from detonation. How will the reveal happen? Theories and teases. Y&R thrives on three kinds of reveals. The voluntary confession. Mariah, racked with guilt, tells Tessa the whole truth in a teary, emotionally raw moment, possibly during a pivotal event like their wedding anniversary or Aria's milestone. The accidental exposure. A phone left unlocked. A text that pops up. Tessa finding an old message or photo that Mariah forgot to delete. Cue heartbreak. The weaponized leak. Summer, perhaps unintentionally, spills the beans while venting to Daniel or Diane. Or worse, she uses it as leverage in a business or custody argument, if she wants more time with Harrison, for example. Of these, the most explosive and likely? A slow simmer that leads to a public blow-up. A moment when Mariah thinks she's safe and then the words come out. "You should probably tell Tessa before someone else does." Boom. The aftermath. Where do we go from here? Let's imagine the worst happens. Tessa finds out, and it's not from Mariah. How does she react? Tessa's not known for impulsivity, but betrayal? That hits deep. Expect quiet devastation. A pause in communication. Possibly moving out, or asking Mariah to leave for a while. Not out of rage, but because she needs space to breathe. But this isn't just about the couple. Sharon will insert herself, trying to mediate. Devin and Abby might take sides.
And Jordan?
She may not even know her role in the destruction, or maybe she does, and that's a story waiting to unfold. Could Tessa form an unlikely alliance with Sharon? Could Summer regret knowing the truth and scramble to help? Will Noah or Faith make surprise appearances for support? And let's not rule out the possibility of a redemption arc for Mariah, who has made mistakes before and risen stronger from them. The unexpected turn. What if the secret isn't the real bombshell? Here's a wild theory. What if the real twist isn't what Mariah did, but why? Imagine this. What if Mariah's emotional distance and connection to Jordan wasn't just about loneliness, but about a medical scare with Arya that she didn't tell Tessa about right away? What if Jordan was someone she leaned on because they'd experienced something similar, maybe a child's speech delay or sensory issues, and Mariah didn't want to burden Tessa while she was on the road? In that case, the emotional betrayal becomes layered. Yes, Mariah hid something. Yes, she grew too close to someone else. But it came from a place of fear, not romantic temptation. Could that reframe the entire narrative? Could it be the beginning of a stronger Mariah and Tessa? Why in our love's a layered scandal? Don't be surprised if the writers pull the rug from under us yet again. Fan reactions, heartbreak, hope, and everything in between. On social media, fans are bracing for impact. Some are devastated, worried that the show is about to fracture one of its most beloved couples. Others are hopeful, arguing that this kind of storytelling, if handled with care, could lead to an even deeper bond. Some of the most popular fan reactions include, Mariah and Tessa have been through so much. Please don't destroy them for drama's sake. I love that the show is exploring emotional cheating. It's so real and raw. If Summer uses this to her advantage, I swear I'll riot. Let this be about growth, not revenge. I bet Sharon helps Mariah own her truth. That's what moms do. One thing is clear. Fans are watching closely and emotionally invested. The final word. When truth comes knocking, what will Mariah do? Secrets on the Young and the Restless are never just plot devices. They're mirrors, reflecting the insecurities, the humanity, the heartbreak, and the hope in all of us. And Mariah's secret is no exception. She's not a villain. She's not even a cheater in the traditional sense. She's a woman overwhelmed, imperfect, vulnerable. And that's what makes this storyline so compelling. Now, she stands at a crossroads. Tell the truth and risk everything, or keep hiding and risk even more. Because in Genoa City, someone always knows. And when the truth comes out, and it will, the aftermath could be devastating. Or it could be the beginning of a new chapter.